My name is Kaushal Trivedi. Welcome to online classes. Today we will learn class 8's first chapter, rational number. Okay, so let's start it. First of all, what is the rational numbers? The numbers that we can write in the form of P upon Q, they are called rational numbers, where P and Q are integers but Q will not be 0. Okay, so rational numbers, let's start it. First of all, the different number system we have learned earlier, the natural numbers, that is denoted by capital N. It contains all the positive numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to infinity. Okay. Similarly, whole numbers which is denoted by capital W. In whole numbers, the natural numbers are there, but there is only one number added to it, 0. Okay, so if we add 0 to natural number, we will get whole numbers. Now integers are denoted by capital Z. In integers, whole numbers are there, but also there are negative numbers, and negative numbers are also up to infinity. So integers contain negative numbers, 0 and positive numbers. Okay. Now rational number. Rational number, the set of rational number is denoted by capital Q. All the numbers in P upon Q form are in rational number, which means the rational number contains all the natural numbers, whole numbers, integers and other numbers which we can write in P upon Q form. Okay. Okay, now properties of rational numbers. So what are the properties of rational numbers? First of all, we will start from closure property. Okay, in 7th standard we have learned about the properties, these properties for the integers. Now we will check these properties for the rational numbers. Okay, so first of all, the closure property, is it followed in addition, subtraction, multiplication or division? We will check it. Okay, so first of all, I have taken here one example and then we will check the remarks. So for addition of rational number, if we add 3 upon 8 plus minus 5 upon 7, we will get minus 19 upon 56. Now can you say the answer is also rational number? So yes, it is P upon Q form, it is in P upon Q form, so the answer is also the rational number. So if we add two rational number, we will get also the rational number. So the closure property is followed by the rational number for addition. So we will write rational numbers are closed under addition. Similarly, we will check for subtraction. We will take one example, minus 5 upon 7 minus 2 upon 3. We will get minus 29 upon 21. So is it the rational number? Yes, it is also P upon Q form. So we can say this is the rational number. If we subtract two rational number, we will get also the rational number. So what will be the remark? Rational numbers are closed under subtraction. Okay, similarly for multiplication, if we multiply two different rational numbers, we will get also the rational number. So rational numbers are closed under multiplication also, and similarly we will check for division. In division, if we divide a by 0 is not defined, any number divided by 0 is not defined, so the rational numbers are not closed under division. You can divide any number by any integer, but we cannot divide it by 0. So a is rational number, 0 is rational number, but division of a divided by 0 is not defined, so the division is not closed. Okay, so rational numbers are not closed under division. Okay, now next property, The second property is commutative property. Okay, in commutative property we know that if we change the order, the answer should be same, then we can say commutative property is followed. Okay, first of all we will check for addition, then subtraction, multiplication and then division. So first of all, in addition we have two numbers, minus 2 upon 3 plus 5 upon 7. If we add them, we will get 1 upon 21. Now similarly, if we add 5 upon 7 plus minus 2 upon 3, we have changed the order. So we will get the same answer, 1 upon 21. So if we change the order of the given two rational numbers, the answer will be same. So we can say addition is commutative. Similarly, for subtraction, we have two rational numbers, 5 minus 3. It is not equal to 3 minus 5. Let's take one more example. 0 minus 6 is not equal to 6 minus 0, because 0 minus 6 will be minus 6, but 6 minus 0 will be plus 6. Both are not equal, so subtraction is not commutative. Those properties which are not followed in integers is also not followed in rational numbers. Now multiplication, minus 7 upon 3 multiply with 6 upon 5, we will get minus 42 upon 15. If we change order, 6 upon 5 multiply 7 minus 7 upon 3, we will get same answer, because 7 6 are 42 and minus sign 5 3s are 15. So we will get again minus 42 upon 15. So in multiplication, commutative property is also followed. So we will write multiplication is commutative. Now division. For division we will check minus 5 upon 4 divided by 3 upon 7. What will be it? And 3 upon 7 divided by minus 5 upon 4, what will be it? Let's check it. Minus 5 upon 4 divided by 3 upon 7. So we will multiply the reciprocal of given fraction. So we will get 5 7s are minus 35 and 4 3s are 12. So minus 5 upon 4 multiply with 7 upon 3, we will get minus 35 upon 12. That is the division of the left hand side. Now we will check for right hand side. 3 upon 7, it is division, so we will change it to multiplication and reciprocal. So minus 4 upon 5. So it will be 4 3s are 12 and it is minus 7 5s are 35. Both the answers are different, so we will say division is not commutative. Okay, now I think you have understand the commutative property. Let's check now another property, associative property. Okay, in this property we will check only for addition and multiplication, because associative property is not followed for the subtraction and division for integers. So we will not check it for the rational numbers. Okay. Now addition. For addition I have taken here one example. You can see it. Okay. Minus 2 upon 3 plus in bracket 3 upon 5 plus minus 5 upon 6. Now we grouped these two numbers, so we will get the answer minus 9 upon 10. Now change the group. First we will add minus 2 upon 3 and then 3 upon 5, and at last we will add minus 5 upon 6. If we change the group, we will get also the same answer, minus 9 upon 10. You can see first in left hand side we added 3 upon 5 and minus 5 upon 6 first, but on right side we added minus 2 upon 3 plus 3 upon 5 first. But both the answers are same. So we can say addition is associative. Similarly, we will check for the multiplication. Okay, in multiplication, 2 upon 9 multiply with 4 upon 9 multiply with 1 upon 9. In this, we grouped this last two number. We will get answer 8 upon 729. Now change the group. We will multiply 2 upon 9 with 4 upon 9 first. Again we will get the same answer 8 upon 729. So again we can say, if we change the group, we will add last two number, we will multiply last two number first, or we will multiply first two numbers, we will get same answer. So multiplication is associative. Okay, so this is associative property. Now let's check summary. In summary, we will study all the properties. A number of the form p upon q, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0, is called rational numbers. You can see on number line the different natural numbers are there, negative numbers are there, 0 is there, and you can see also the fractions which are rational numbers. Okay, so let's check now properties. In short, we will study these properties. Closure property for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay, so closure property for addition, you can see a plus b belongs to, this sign represent belongs to. Okay, we will call it belongs to q. Q is the set of rational number. So a plus b belongs to q, which means if a and b are rational number, it will be, its addition will be also the rational number. Okay, so in subtraction of two rational number, if we subtract two rational number, we will get also the rational number. In multiplication, we will also get the rational number if we multiply two rational number. But in division, if we divide two rational number, we will get always rational number, but except if we divide a rational number by 0, then we will not get rational number. It will not belongs to q if we will take 0. Okay, if we divide the rational number, any rational number by 0, we will not get rational number because it is not defined. Okay, now commutative property. Commutative property is only followed in addition and multiplication. It is not followed in subtraction and division. Associative property. Associative property, we can see it is only followed in addition and multiplication. It is not followed in subtraction and division. Now distributive property. Distributive property we have studied in 7th standard. Addition, multiplication over addition and multiplication over subtraction. So if a is multiplied by b plus c, we will multiply a with b and then we will multiply a with c and we will put the addition sign between them. If it is subtraction, so a multiply with b minus a multiply with c we will get. It is not used for the multiplication and division. Okay, so these are the summary for the main property. We will study also some other properties for this lesson. First, 0 is called identity for the addition of rational numbers. It is the additive identity for the integers and whole numbers as well. We have studied in previous standard that 0 is the additive identity for the integers and whole numbers. Now 0 is also additive identity for rational number. If we add 0 in any rational number, we will get also the same rational number. So it is additive identity for rational number also. Now 1 is the multiplicative identity for rational numbers. We know that 1 is also the multiplicative identity for integers. So similarly it is also multiplicative identity for rational numbers too. We multiply 1 with any rational number, we will get the same rational number. Now minus a upon b is the additive inverse of a upon b. What is the additive inverse? We have studied in earlier standard. If we change the sign of the given number, we will get additive inverse. So minus a upon b is the additive inverse of a upon b, and a upon b is the additive inverse of minus a upon b. Okay, we have to just change the sign, and additive inverse is that number if we add with the given number, we will get the answer as a 0. We say that a rational number c upon d is called the reciprocal of multiplicative inverse of another non-zero rational number a upon b if a upon b multiplies c upon d is equal to 1. Okay, so this is the multiplicative inverse. What is the multiplicative inverse? Multiplicative inverse, you can also call it reciprocal, that we have learned in the 7th standards 2nd chapter, that is fraction. Okay, in fraction we have studied the reciprocal. It is the number, if we multiply with given number, we will get answer 1. Okay, one thing you have to remember, the reciprocal will have always same sign as the given number. Okay, let's take one example. Say I have minus 5 upon 4. Which number I will multiply it with it, so I will get the answer as 1. So multiply, I think, minus 4 upon 5. You can see it is reciprocal. If we change the numerator to denominator and denominator to numerator, we will get reciprocal, but we have to put same sign so that we will get plus 1, otherwise we will get minus 1. So remember that the additive multiplicative inverse have the same sign as the given number. Okay, if it is positive, then its reciprocal or multiplicative inverse will be also positive. If it is negative, then multiplicative inverse will be negative. Okay, I think you now understand these all properties. So let's start now exercise 1.1. What is the first question? Using the appropriate properties, we have to find these two questions. Okay, I will solve one, and second you have to do in your homework. Okay, so let's start the first one. In first, it is given minus 2 upon 3 multiply 3 upon 5 plus 5 upon 2 minus 3 upon 5 multiply 1 upon 6. Okay, so what we will do, which property we will use? You can see 3 upon 5 is here and 3 upon 5 is also here. So if we change the order of this given number, we will take it as a common, and then we can add these two number, minus 2 upon 3 and 1 upon 6. Okay, so let's do it. We will change the order. Minus 2 upon 3 multiply 3 upon 5 minus 3 upon 5 multiply 1 upon 6, and we will put 5 upon 2 at last. Now we will write which property we have used. So which property is the commutative property? Commutative property. Now we will take 3 upon 5 as a common. So what will be remain? minus 2 upon 3 and minus 1 upon 6, and we will put 5 upon 2 as it is. Now we will add these two numbers. It is subtraction, so we will put 3 upon 5 multiply. Now the addition of two fraction, we know that we will multiply, cross multiply this, and then we will multiply the denominators. So 6 2s are minus 12, minus 3 1s are 3, and in the denominator 6 3s are 18. Okay, so we will put 5 upon 2 at last. Now you can see minus 12 minus 3 will be minus 15, minus 15 upon 18. So we will get 3 upon 5 multiply with minus 15 upon 18 and plus 5 upon 2. Okay, now you will multiply it first, because as per the board mass rule you have to multiply first. So 15 3s are minus 45 upon 18 5s are 90 plus 5 upon 2. Okay, now you can see there is a common 45 2s are 90, so 45 will be cut. We will get minus 1 upon 2 plus 5 upon 2. So it will be minus 1 plus the denominators are same, so we will add the numerators. So minus 1 plus 5, it will be 4, and denominator as it is, so we will get 2 2s are 4. So the answer will be 2. Okay, so which property is used? Commutative property is used in this sum. Similarly, you have to use this property in the second sum. In second sum you can see 2 upon 5 is here and 2 upon 5 is also here. So you can use the commutative property and then you will do this process similarly. Okay, so this was the first question. Let's do now second one. Write the additive inverse of each of the following. Okay, to write the additive inverse, what we will do? We will just change the sign of the given number. So first I will do only 3 and other 2 you have to do in your homework. So first 2 upon 8. So what will be additive inverse of 2 upon 8? Since we will write, since 2 upon 8 plus minus 2 upon 8 is equal to 0, therefore minus 2 upon 8 is additive inverse of 2 upon 8. Okay, because 2 upon 8 plus minus 2 upon 8 is 0, so minus 2 upon 8 is the additive inverse of 2 upon 8. Similarly, we will answer for the minus 5 upon 9. Okay, second, minus 5 upon 9. Again we will write since minus 5 upon 9 plus 5 upon 9 is equal to 0. Therefore, five upon 9 is the additive inverse of minus 5 upon 9. Okay, now in third you can see both the number numerator and denominator have same sign. You also know that plus, if it is both negative numbers, then it will be positive because minus minus plus. So in third we will write minus 6 upon minus 5 is equal to 6 upon 5. Okay, now what will be the additive inverse of 6 upon 5? So since 6 upon 5 plus minus 6 upon 5 is equal to 0, therefore minus 6 upon 5 is the additive inverse of, you can say minus 6 upon minus 5 or you can say 6 upon 5, both are same. So minus 6 upon minus 5. Okay, similarly you have to answer other two. In this, the negative sign is given in the denominator. We know that if the denominator is negative or if the numerator is negative, the whole number will be negative. You can say 2 upon 9, 2 upon minus 9 will be equal to minus 2 upon 9. Okay, then you have to add 2 upon 9, so you will get 2 upon 9 as a additive inverse. Similarly you have to do in last sum also. Okay, so this was the second question. Let's do now the third. Okay, in this question it is verifying. I will do one and you have to do the other one at your home. So first we have to check if we multiply minus sign 2 times with the given number, we will get the same x. Okay, so let's do it. For first we have x equal to 11 upon 15. Okay, let's add first minus sign to x. So what will we get? Minus 11 upon 15. Okay, both sides we will multiply negative sign. So minus x is equal to minus 11 upon 15. Similarly, we have to multiply negative sign again. So if we multiply negative sign again to the minus x, we have to also multiply negative sign with the minus 11 upon 15. Now you can see minus multiply with minus means negative multiply with negative, it will be positive 11 upon 15. So we will get positive 11 upon 15 and we know that 11 upon 15 is the x. So what we will write? Hence minus x is equal to x. Okay, so it is verified. We get this same question as answer. Okay, so you have to do the second with this method. Okay, let's now do fourth sum. Okay, in this you have to find the multiplicative inverse. Okay, what is the multiplicative inverse? We have studied this in the above properties. So let's start it now. I will do first 4 and last 2 you have to do yourself. So first, minus 13. Okay, it is minus 13 and we have to find the multiplicative inverse of minus 13. So what we will do? We will change to its reciprocal. So since minus 13 multiply with minus 1 upon 13, we will get plus 1. Okay, to have plus 1 answer, we have to multiply it with 1 upon 13, but we have to give the same sign as the minus 13, because as I have told you, we have to put the same sign as the given number for the multiplicative inverse. So we will get minus minus plus, and 13 will be cut and we will get plus 1. So therefore multiplicative inverse of minus 13 is minus 1 upon 13. Okay, let's do now second, minus 13 upon 19. Second, minus 13 upon 19. Okay, since which number we will multiply with minus 13 upon 19 to get answer 1? So we will multiply it with 19 upon 13 and we will put the same sign as the given question. So minus 13 upon 19 multiply with minus 19 upon 13, we will get answer 1. Therefore what will be it? The multiplicative inverse of minus 13 upon 19 is minus 19 upon 13. Okay, similarly we will do the third and fourth. Third is very easy. It is 1 upon 5 and it is positive, so we will get the answer multiplicative inverse also the positive. So 1 upon 5 since 1 upon 5 multiply with whom we will multiply it? We will multiply it by 5. So 5 will be cut and we will get 1. You can also write 5 upon 1, but it will be also 5. So 1 upon 5 has the multiplicative inverse as a 5. So therefore multiplicative inverse of 1 upon 5 is 5. Okay, now fourth is not hard. We have to just multiply this number and then we will write the multiplicative inverse of that number. Okay, now minus 5 upon 8 multiply with minus 3 upon 7. We will get 5 3s are 15, minus minus plus, and 8 7s are 56. Okay, now we have to give the answer for 15 upon 56. So what will be the multiplicative inverse? Since 15 upon 56 multiply with 56 upon 15 gives 1, because 56 will be cut, 15 will be cut, nothing will remain, so it will be 1. Therefore multiplicative inverse of, we will write the question, 5 upon 8 multiply with minus 3 upon 7 is, what we get, 56 upon 15. Okay, so you have to find the other two. You have to multiply this number and then you will get some answer, and then you have to find the multiplicative inverse. Okay, let's start now. Next sum, fifth. Name the property under multiplication used in each of the following. So we have to just give the name of the properties. I think you can do this in your homework, but I will give you the hint. First property you can see, minus 4 upon 5 multiply with 1 is equal to 1 multiply with minus 4 upon 5, and we will get the answer. You can see it is a changing of order, so it is commutative property. Also you can say it is multiplication with 1, so it is multiplicative identity too. But here it is 1 used, so we will say it is multiplicative identity. So first property is, it is multiplicative identity. Similarly, the second property, now it is the changing of order, so it is commutative property. And in third, you can see the answer is 1, and the both rational numbers, you can see it is a reciprocal, or you can say multiplicative inverse. Though, so it is in first it is multiplicative identity. In second, I will write the all three answers. It is commutative property. In third, it is multiplicative inverse. Okay, so this question was very easy. We have completed it. We have to just give the properties name. You have to remember all these properties because these properties are very important. Okay, next, multiply 6 upon 30 with the reciprocal of minus 7 upon 16. First of all, we will write the reciprocal of minus 7 upon 16. So what will be it? Reciprocal of minus 7 upon 16 is equal to, what will be it? We will change numerator to denominator and denominator to numerator, so we will get 16 upon 7, and we will put the same sign, so it will be minus 16 upon 7. Now we will multiply it with 6 upon 13. Now 6 upon 13 multiply with reciprocal of minus 7 upon 16, we will get 6 upon 13 multiply with minus 16 upon 7. Now you have to multiply 16 with 6 and you have to put the negative sign, because one is positive, one is negative, so we will get negative as the answer. Now 16 6s are and 13 7s are. Sixteen 6s are 96 and 13 7s are 91. So our answer will be minus 96 upon 91. Okay, so sixth question is over here. Now next, seventh question. Tell what property allows you to compute 1 upon 3 multiply with 6 multiply with 4 upon 3 as 1 upon 3 multiply with 6 multiply with 4 upon 3. You can see the bracket are there. So it is grouping property, and the grouping property is called associative property. So to compute one upon 3 multiply with 6 multiply with 4 upon 3 as 1 upon 3 multiply with 6 multiply with 4 upon 3, we will use associative property. Okay, we have to just give the name of the property, so it will be associative property. Let's do now next. 8th question. Is 8 upon 9 the multiplicative inverse of minus 1 upon 8? Why or why not? Okay, we will multiply these two numbers. If we will get answer 1, so it will be multiplicative inverse. If we will not get the answer as 1, so it will be not multiplicative inverse. So first of all, minus 1 upon 8 is equal to 8 ones are 8 plus 1 9 upon 8, and as it is negative we will put negative sign. Now we will multiply minus 9 upon 8 with 8 upon 9. Since 8 upon 9 multiply with minus 9 upon 8, what we will get? 8 8 will be cut, 9 9 will be cut, and we will get minus answer, so it will be minus 1. Okay, you can see the multiplication of these two numbers will give minus 1 as the answer, but we want 1 as a positive. So therefore eight upon 9 is not multiplicative inverse of minus 1 upon 8. Okay, so we will write it is not the multiplicative inverse of the given number. Okay, now next, 9. Is 0.3 the multiplicative inverse of 3, 1 upon 3? Why or why not? First of all, we will change 0.3 decimal number to the fraction, or you can say rational number. So 0.3 is equal to 3 upon 10. Now again we will do the same process. If we will multiply this with this 3, 1 upon 3, if we will get 1 as the answer, it will be multiplicative inverse. 3, 1 upon 3 is equal to, first of all we will change it to the fraction, improper fraction. So 3 3s are 9 plus 1 10 upon 3. Okay, now multiply these two numbers. Since 3, okay, we will write 0.3 multiply with 3, 1 upon 3 is equal to 3 upon 10 multiply with 10 upon 3. 10 10 will be got, 3 3 will be got, and it will be 1. Therefore, yes, we can say it is multiplicative inverse. 0.3 is multiplicative inverse of 3, 1 upon 3. Okay, so similarly you have to do this sum with the previous method. Now let's do the 10th question. Okay, write the rational numbers that does not have a reciprocal. There are 3 different questions. We will give the first answer. The rational number that does not have a reciprocal. Okay, you can stop the video, think about it, and you can comment below. Okay, then you can see the answer. So I will give you the answer now. The rational number that does not have a reciprocal. Which number will be it? Think about it. Do you know the reciprocal of 1? Yes, 1 has a reciprocal. It is also the 1. But do you know about the 0? 0, if you write the reciprocal of 0, it will be 1 upon 0. But division by 0 is not possible. It is not defined. So the reciprocal of 0 cannot be possible. So what we will answer? We will write 0 has no reciprocal. Okay, this is the answer of first. Now second, the rational numbers that are equal to their reciprocals. Okay, again do the same process, stop the video, think about it, and give the answer below in the comment section, and then I will give you the answer. So the rational number that are equal to their reciprocals, think about it. What will be it? You can say 1. If we will find the reciprocal of 1, it will be again 1, because we will get the same answer 1. Okay, so reciprocal is the number, if we multiply with given number we will get the 1 as the answer. So we can see the both number are same, so reciprocal of 1 will be 1. Similarly, do you know the reciprocal of -1? If we multiply -1 with -1, we will get 1 as the answer, as a positive 1. So you can see -1, if -1 is given, it has also the same reciprocal. So we will write 1 and minus 1 has equal reciprocal. Okay. Rational numbers that are equal to the reciprocals are the rational numbers that are equal to their reciprocal are 1 and minus 1. Okay, now third, the rational numbers that is equal to its negative. Okay, which rational number is equal to its negative? Okay, 1 has its negative number negative 1. If we will take any negative number, we will get as a positive number. But if we will take 0, if we multiply with negative sign, we will get again 0, because 0 have neither positive nor negative sign. So 0 will be the rational number which is equal to its negative. So the rational number that is equal to its negative is 0. Okay, so this is the 10th question. We have to give the answer. We have to find the different numbers as the question. Now now last question, 11th question. Fill in the blanks. We have to fill in the blanks such that the sentence should be true. First, 0 has blank reciprocal. Okay, again we will see the previous question. In previous question we have wrote here 0 has no reciprocal. So what we will write? 0 has no reciprocal. So what we will write? 0 has no reciprocal. Okay. The numbers blank and blank are their own reciprocals. Again we have solved this in previous section. In 10 question, the rational number that are equal to their reciprocals are 1 and minus 1. So we will write the numbers 1 and minus 1 are their own reciprocals. Okay, third, the reciprocal of minus 5 is, okay, what will be the reciprocal of minus 5? Think about it. It will be 1 upon 5, but the sign should be same, so it will be negative 1 upon 5. Reciprocal of 1 upon x, where x not equal to 0. Okay, x is not 0, so you can write the reciprocal of 1 upon x will be x, because if we multiply x with 1 upon x, we will get 1. Now fifth, the product of two rational numbers is always what will be the product of two rational numbers? We have seen in closure property, if we multiply two rational numbers, we will get always a rational number. So the product of two rational numbers is always a rational numbers. Okay, is always a rational number. Now last blank, the reciprocal of a positive rational number is, okay, Again, I will tell you the reciprocal of positive rational number, it will be always positive. If it is negative number, then it will be always negative. Okay, remember that. So the reciprocal of a positive rational number is positive. Okay, here our first exercise 1.1 is finished. Thank you.